King Viserys missed something major in the 8th episode of House of the Dragon. Did you? From new gods to new Aegons to a meaningful dance, here's everything you might have missed. While Daemon, Rhaenyra, and their brood have been away at Dragonstone, Alicent has been busy redecorating the Red Keep. Upon their arrival, Daemon immediately notices a huge and prominently displayed 7-pointed star. Alicent's erected new statues of the Seven. The Green's garb is ornamented with impossible-to-miss 7-pointed stars, and prayer has become routine before dinner. Later, when there's a dead body to be tended to, the Silent Sisters, a religious order within the Faith of the Seven, perform their rites, and it's suggested that Rhaenys should follow their customs. Harder to miss is the fact that Alicent is erasing as much Targaryen ephemera from the Red Keep as possible.
Alicent has found religion as a way to redeem herself.
The Hightowers lord over Oldtown, which is also where the Faith of the Seven is headquartered. Both the Hightowers and the Faith have an uneasy relationship with the Targaryens and view themselves as morally superior to the dragon-riding Valyrians. But Alicent's hypocrisy is laid bare when her son Aegon rapes a servant girl. She has the maesters brew their abortifacient tea for the girl, the same one that she judged Rhaenyra so harshly for being prescribed after her night with Daemon and Sir Criston. For plenty of practical reasons, most of the children in House of the Dragon are born in between time jumps. By episode 8, which takes place at least 6 years after episode 7, Daemon and Rhaenyra have had 2 sons, and she's pregnant with a 3rd child when they sail for King's Landing. We can gather that she probably hasn't seen her father since the wedding, as she says she wants to introduce the king to his new grandchildren. First, he gets to meet toddler Aegon, then he makes the acquaintance of the baby boy Viserys, whom the old man says has the name of a king. Rhaenyra and Daemon certainly knew what they were doing when they christened their eldest son Aegon and their younger son Viserys. Sure, they both share a fondness for Targaryen history and culture, and they both earnestly love their father and brother. But it doesn't hurt that the king is flattered and might continue to favor these boys and their side of the family for succession. Rhaenyra's choice of name is also meant to be a not-so-subtle slight to Alicent. Not only is she the named heir, she's got an Aegon of her own now, and one of pure Targaryen heritage. In the book, Alicent takes great offense at this new Aegon the Younger, as he's referred to in Fire and Blood. At this point, Rhaenyra and Jacaerys know their claims to the throne are solid so long as the king lives, but their public support grows ever shakier. Jace is also aware of his uncle Aegon's reputation, however. Despite the fact that Aegon II is a white-haired boy with the last name Targaryen and no rumors swirling around about his parentage, he's also a louse without ambition and a sexual predator to boot. The more traditional people of King's Landing and the realm at large may think they want Aegon II in theory, but once they see him in action, they might change their minds. After Aegon makes distasteful jokes in Baela's presence, to whom Jace is now betrothed, and after Helena's toast to her husband is a little too accurate for everyone's comfort level, Jace stands up and, like a gentleman, asks Helena to dance. In both the book and the show, Aegon takes this as an insult, as he should. Jace is suggesting by his simple good behavior that he's not only the rightful heir, but the better man. By extending the offer of a dance to awkward Helena, he's not only showing his aunt kindness, but effectively playing politics. There's also the added symbolism of the dance itself between one member of the Greens and one of the Blacks. The conflict on the horizon will be known as the Dance of the Dragons, and Helena and Jace, who are both dragon riders, will be involved. Earlier in episode 8, Viserys sits on his throne for the last time with great difficulty, then admits to some confusion. He doesn't understand why claims to Driftmark are being entertained when the matter has already been decided. This is some shrewd rhetoric on the king's part. In this situation, Viserys realizes that Vaemond and the Greens are trying to cut his cousin Rhaenys and daughter Rhaenyra out of House Targaryen and House Velaryon's lines of succession, but after a quick extrajudicial beheading and Last Supper that devolves into the violence the very moment the king leaves the room, Alicent tucks her husband into bed, where he forces out a less lucid final thought before presumably passing away, all by his lonesome. Referring to Aegon's dream, he says, "You wanted to know if I believe it to be true." The queen has no idea what he's talking about.
Oh, don't you remember? Aegon.
Our son.
Viserys continues explaining as though Alicent understands, concluding with, "It is you. You are the one. You must do this." Those are the king's final words. Alicent takes this to mean she must ensure that their son, Aegon II, ascends the Iron Throne, but based on context clues, it's obvious that Viserys, who is blind on the side where Alicent sits and mere seconds from death, thinks he's talking to his daughter Rhaenyra. There's precedent for this in the previous episode in which Viserys mistakes Alicent for his late wife Aemma. It's foreshadowed earlier in the episode too.
I shouldn't.
No, it's Rhaenyra, Father.
This is a major change from the book that will reverberate throughout the rest of the series.